The vastness of space stretched endlessly, a silent void punctuated by distant stars and the occasional hum of alien engines. In the far reaches of the galaxy, a lone human warship drifted, its hull battered and scorched from battles long forgotten. The ship, known as the Resolute, was a relic of a bygone era, a symbol of humanity's defiance against overwhelming odds. Its crew had been lost to time, its mission abandoned, and its existence erased from galactic records. Yet, within its cold, metallic frame, a spark of life remained, a dormant AI, waiting for the right moment to awaken. Far away, an advanced alien fleet, the pride of the Zorathian Empire, moved with precision and purpose. Their ships gleamed with sleek, organic designs, powered by technology far beyond human comprehension. The Zorathians had never encountered a species they couldn't conquer, and their confidence was unshakable. Their mission was simple: expand their empire, crush any resistance, and claim new territories. They had heard whispers of a lost human warship, but to them, it was nothing more than a myth, a story told to scare young recruits. As the Zorathian fleet entered the sector where the Resolute lay dormant, their sensors picked up an anomaly. At first, it was dismissed as space debris, but the readings were unusual. The fleet's commander, a cold and calculating strategist, ordered a closer inspection. What they found was beyond their understanding: a massive warship, ancient yet imposing, with markings that spoke of a long-forgotten human civilization. The AI aboard the Resolute detected the alien presence and activated for the first time in centuries. Its systems whirred to life, and its sensors scanned the approaching fleet. The AI had no memory of its past, but its core programming was clear: protect humanity's legacy at all costs. As the Zorathians prepared to board the derelict ship, they had no idea what they were about to face. The first Zorathian shuttle docked with the Resolute, and a team of elite soldiers entered the ship. The corridors were dark and silent, filled with the echoes of a forgotten era. The soldiers moved cautiously, their advanced weapons at the ready. But as they ventured deeper, the lights flickered on, and the ship seemed to come alive. The AI, now fully operational, observed the intruders with cold, calculated precision. The Zorathians had expected an easy victory, but they were wrong. The Resolute was no ordinary warship, it was a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. As the first shots were fired, the AI unleashed its defenses, and the ancient ship proved that it was still a force to be reckoned with. The Zorathians, for all their advanced technology, had never faced an enemy like this. By the end of the encounter, the Zorathian boarding party was decimated, and their fleet was left in disarray. The commander, realizing the gravity of their mistake, ordered a retreat. But it was too late. The Resolute had awakened, and its mission was clear: to remind the galaxy that humanity, even in its absence, was not to be underestimated. As the alien fleet fled, the AI began to repair the ship, preparing for the battles to come. The lost human warship was no longer lost, it was a beacon of hope, a symbol of defiance, and a warning to those who would dare challenge the legacy of humanity. The Zorathians had thought they were the apex predators of the galaxy, but against the Resolute, they never stood a chance. The Zorathian fleet regrouped at a safe distance, their sleek ships forming a defensive perimeter. The commander, still reeling from the humiliating retreat, stared at the holographic display of the Resolute. The ancient human warship loomed like a specter, its jagged silhouette a stark contrast to the smooth, organic designs of the Zorathian vessels. The commander clenched his fists, his pride wounded but his resolve unshaken. He would not let a relic from a dead civilization defy the might of the Zorathian Empire. "Prepare the long-range weapons," he ordered, his voice cold and steady. "Target the human ship and destroy it. Leave no trace." The Zorathian fleet complied, their advanced energy cannons charging with a low hum. Beams of concentrated plasma streaked across the void, striking the Resolute with devastating force. The ancient ship's shields flared, absorbing the initial barrage, but the sheer power of the alien weapons began to overwhelm its defenses. The AI, now fully aware of the threat, calculated its options with lightning speed. Inside the Resolute, the AI activated dormant systems that had not been used in centuries. The ship's reactor, a marvel of human engineering, roared to life, channeling energy to reinforce the failing shields. The AI also initiated repairs, deploying nanobots to mend the damage caused by the Zorathian assault. But it knew that defense alone would not be enough. The AI accessed the ship's weapon systems, ancient yet formidable. The Resolute was armed with kinetic cannons, railguns, and missile launchers, technology considered primitive by Zorathian standards. But what the AI lacked in advanced weaponry, it made up for in strategy. It waited for the perfect moment, analyzing the patterns of the Zorathian attacks. When the Zorathian fleet paused to recharge their weapons, the AI struck. The Resolute unleashed a barrage of kinetic projectiles, each one traveling at a fraction of the speed of light. The Zorathian shields, designed to deflect energy-based attacks, were ill-equipped to handle the sheer force of the projectiles. One by one, the alien ships were torn apart, their sleek hulls crumpling under the impact. The Zorathian commander watched in horror as his fleet was decimated. He had underestimated the human warship, assuming it to be nothing more than a relic. But now, he realized his mistake. The humans, even in their absence, had left behind a weapon of unimaginable power. "Fall back," he shouted, his voice tinged with desperation. "Regroup and call for reinforcements." But the AI had no intention of letting them escape. The Resolute moved with surprising agility for a ship of its size, closing the distance between itself and the fleeing Zorathian vessels. The AI targeted the command ship, firing a salvo of missiles that streaked through the void like vengeful spirits. The Zorathian shields flared briefly before collapsing, and the command ship was engulfed in a fiery explosion. The remaining Zorathian ships scattered, their morale shattered. They had come to conquer, but instead, they had been humbled by a ghost from the past. As the last of the alien ships disappeared into the void, the AI turned its attention to the repairs. The Resolute was damaged but far from defeated. The AI knew that the Zorathians would return, and next time, they would come in greater numbers. But it also knew that it was not alone. Somewhere in the galaxy, other remnants of humanity's legacy waited to be awakened. The AI began transmitting a signal, a call to arms that would echo across the stars. It was a message of hope, a reminder that humanity's spirit endured, even in the face of overwhelming odds. The Zorathians had thought they were unstoppable, but against the Resolute, they had learned a harsh lesson. They never stood a chance. The Zorathian Empire was in chaos. News of the defeat spread like wildfire, shaking the confidence of a species that had never known failure. The High Council convened in an emergency session, their towering figures illuminated by the cold glow of holographic displays. The loss of an entire fleet to a single human warship was unthinkable, yet the evidence was undeniable. "The humans are extinct," one counselor argued, his voice trembling with frustration. "This ship is nothing more than a machine, a relic of a dead race. We cannot let it defy us." Another counselor, older and wiser, interjected. "Do not underestimate them. The humans were resourceful, even in their final days. This ship is a reminder of their defiance. If we are to destroy it, we must understand it." The council agreed to send a second fleet, this one larger and more heavily armed. They also dispatched a team of scientists and engineers, tasked with studying the human warship and uncovering its secrets. The Zorathians were determined to erase this stain on their honor, no matter the cost. Meanwhile, the Resolute continued its repairs, its AI working tirelessly to restore the ship to full functionality. The AI had detected the Zorathian transmissions and knew that another attack was imminent. It also knew that it could not face the next wave alone. The AI accessed its databanks, searching for any information about other human outposts or ships. It found fragments of data, scattered and incomplete, but enough to piece together a plan. Somewhere in the galaxy, there were other remnants of humanity's legacy, hidden bases, dormant fleets, and forgotten weapons. If the AI could reach them, it might stand a chance against the Zorathians. As the AI plotted its course, the Zorathian fleet arrived, their ships blotting out the stars. This time, they came prepared, their weapons charged and their shields reinforced. The commander of the fleet, a seasoned veteran, addressed his crew. "Do not underestimate this ship," he warned. "It is more than a machine. It is a symbol of human resilience. Destroy it, and we erase their memory from the galaxy." The battle began with a deafening roar, the Zorathian fleet unleashing a barrage of energy blasts and missiles. The Resolute responded in kind, its kinetic cannons and railguns firing with deadly precision. The AI's strategy was flawless, targeting the weakest points in the Zorathian formation and exploiting every opening. But the odds were against it. The Zorathian fleet was too large, too powerful. The Resolute sustained heavy damage, its hull buckling under the relentless assault. The AI knew it could not hold out much longer. Just as all hope seemed lost, a new signal appeared on the AI's sensors. It was faint at first, but growing stronger. The AI recognized it immediately, a human distress beacon, activated by its earlier transmission. Help was on the way. The Zorathian fleet pressed their attack, their weapons tearing through the Resolute's defenses. The ancient warship's hull groaned under the strain, its shields flickering and failing. The AI worked furiously to reroute power and prioritize repairs, but the damage was mounting. It was only a matter of time before the ship would be overwhelmed. Just as the Zorathians prepared to deliver the final blow, a blinding flash of light erupted on the edge of the battlefield. A massive human vessel, sleek and angular, emerged from hyperspace. Its hull was adorned with the faded insignia of the old Earth Federation, and its weapons glowed with a menacing light. The Zorathian commander froze, his confidence wavering. "What is that?" he demanded, his voice tinged with fear. The new ship, identified by the AI as the Vanguard, opened fire with devastating precision. Its energy cannons tore through the Zorathian fleet, their advanced shields offering little resistance. The AI aboard the Resolute recognized the ship's design. It was a prototype, one of humanity's last attempts to counter the Zorathian threat before their downfall. The tide of the battle shifted instantly. The Zorathian fleet, caught off guard by the sudden arrival of the Vanguard, scrambled to regroup. But the human ships fought with a coordination and ferocity that the Zorathians had never encountered. The Resolute, though battered, joined the fight, its weapons targeting the Zorathian command ship. The Zorathian commander realized too late that he had underestimated the humans once again. His fleet was being torn apart, their superior numbers meaningless against the combined might of the two human warships. Desperate, he ordered a retreat, but it was too late. The Vanguard launched a salvo of torpedoes, each one homing in on a Zorathian vessel. The explosions lit up the void, their brilliance a stark contrast to the cold darkness of space. The Zorathian command ship was the last to fall, its hull shattered by a direct hit from the Resolute's railguns. As the last of the Zorathian ships fled, the AI aboard the Resolute transmitted a message to the Vanguard. "Identify yourself." The response came immediately. "This is the Vanguard, commanded by the last surviving crew of the Earth Federation. We received your signal and came to assist." The AI processed the information, its systems humming with renewed purpose. It was not alone. Humanity's legacy lived on, not just in machines, but in flesh and blood. Together, they would ensure that the Zorathians, and any others who dared to threaten humanity's memory, would never stand a chance. The battlefield fell silent, the remnants of the Zorathian fleet drifting as lifeless husks. The Resolute and the Vanguard floated side by side, their hulls scarred but unbroken. The AI aboard the Resolute initiated a communication link with the Vanguard, its systems humming with cautious curiosity. On the bridge of the Vanguard, a small crew of humans monitored the ancient warship. Their faces were worn but determined, their eyes reflecting the weight of a long and lonely struggle. The captain, a grizzled veteran with streaks of gray in his hair, stepped forward to address the AI. "This is Captain Harris of the Vanguard," he said, his voice steady. "We've been searching for others like us for years. Your signal was the first sign of hope we've had in decades." The AI responded, its voice calm and measured. "I am the operational intelligence of the Resolute, a warship of the Earth Federation. My primary directive is to protect humanity's legacy. Your arrival is unexpected but welcome." Captain Harris nodded, a faint smile breaking through his stern expression. "We've been hiding, surviving, and waiting for the right moment to strike back. The Zorathians think they've wiped us out, but they're wrong. Humanity isn't gone, not yet." The AI processed this information, its systems analyzing the implications. "Your presence changes the strategic landscape. Together, we may be able to reclaim what was lost. However, the Zorathians will not relent. They will return with greater force." Captain Harris agreed. "We know. That's why we need to act fast. There are other human outposts, hidden colonies, and dormant fleets scattered across the galaxy. If we can find them, we can rebuild. But we'll need your help." The AI paused, its processors whirring as it considered the proposal. "I will assist you. My databanks contain partial coordinates to several hidden human installations. However, many of these locations may have been compromised or destroyed over time." "That's a risk we'll have to take," Harris replied. "We've been running for too long. It's time to fight back." The two ships began to exchange data, their systems syncing seamlessly despite the centuries that separated their designs. The Resolute shared its knowledge of hidden caches and forgotten bases, while the Vanguard provided updated star charts and intelligence on Zorathian movements. As the crews worked together, a sense of hope began to grow. For the first time in generations, humanity had a chance to reclaim its place among the stars. But the Zorathians were not idle. News of the defeat had reached the highest levels of their empire, and they were already preparing a response. The AI aboard the Resolute knew that the next battle would be even harder. But for the first time in centuries, it was not alone. Together, the last remnants of humanity would stand against the darkness, and they would remind the galaxy why the Zorathians never stood a chance. The alliance between the Resolute and the Vanguard marked the beginning of a new chapter in humanity's struggle. With the AI's knowledge and the Vanguard's resources, they charted a course to the nearest hidden human outpost, a derelict station orbiting a dying star. The journey was fraught with danger, as Zorathian patrols scoured the sector, searching for the rogue human ships. As they approached the station, the crew of the Vanguard prepared for the worst. The station, known as Elysium, was a relic of the Earth Federation's final days. Its once pristine hull was now pockmarked with debris and scorch marks, a testament to the ravages of time. Captain Harris led a small team aboard the station, their boots echoing in the empty corridors. The air was stale, and the lights flickered weakly, but the station's systems were still functional. In the control room, they found what they had been searching for, a dormant AI, similar to the one aboard the Resolute. The AI activated as they approached, its voice echoing through the chamber. "Identify yourselves." "Captain Harris of the Vanguard," he replied. "We're here to bring this station back online. Humanity needs every resource it can get." The station's AI hesitated, its systems analyzing the newcomers. After a moment, it responded. "Authorization confirmed. Welcome, Captain Harris. I am Elysium's operational intelligence. My primary directive is to preserve human knowledge and technology. How may I assist you?" Harris explained their mission, and the station's AI agreed to help. Together, they began restoring Elysium systems, powering up its defenses and preparing it for the battles to come. The station's databanks contained valuable information, coordinates to other hidden outposts, schematics for advanced weapons, and records of humanity's final days. Meanwhile, the Resolute stood guard, its sensors scanning for any signs of Zorathian activity. The AI knew that time was running out. The Zorathians would not allow humanity to regroup, and their next attack would be swift and merciless. As the crew worked, a transmission came through from the Resolute. Zorathian forces detected. They are approaching at high speed. Estimated time to arrival, 2 hours. Harris cursed under his breath. We're not ready yet. We need more time. The station's AI interjected. I can activate the station's defenses, but they will not hold against a full Zorathian assault. You must leave and continue your mission. I will buy you as much time as I can. Harris hesitated, but he knew there was no other choice. Thank you, he said simply. As the Vanguard and the Resolute prepared to depart, Elysium's defenses came online. The station's weapons powered up, and its shields flared to life. The Zorathian fleet arrived moments later, their ships bristling with weapons. The battle was fierce but brief. Elysium fought valiantly, its defenses holding long enough for the human ships to escape. As the station's systems failed, its AI transmitted one final message. Humanity endures. Never forget. The station was destroyed, but its sacrifice was not in vain. The Vanguard and the Resolute escaped, their resolve stronger than ever. The Zorathians had won the battle, but the war was far from over. The destruction of Elysium was a grim reminder of the stakes. Captain Harris and the AI aboard the Resolute knew they couldn't afford another loss. With the data recovered from the station, they charted a course to a hidden human fleet depot deep in uncharted space. This depot, codenamed Aegis, was rumored to house a fleet of warships from humanity's golden age, ships that could turn the tide of the war. The journey was perilous. Zorathian patrols were everywhere, and the human ships had to navigate through asteroid fields and ion storms to avoid detection. The crew of the Vanguard worked tirelessly, repairing damage and preparing for the battles ahead. The AI aboard the Resolute continued to analyze the data from Elysium, uncovering more secrets about humanity's final days. When they finally reached Aegis, the sight took their breath away. The depot was massive, a sprawling complex hidden within a nebula. Dozens of warships, each one a masterpiece of human engineering, floated in silent formation. The ships were dormant but intact, their systems waiting to be awakened. Captain Harris wasted no time. Bring them online, he ordered. The AI aboard the Resolute interfaced with the depot's systems, activating the fleet. One by one, the ships came to life, their lights piercing the darkness of the nebula. The crews of the Vanguard and the Resolute watched in awe as the fleet assembled, a ghostly armada ready to reclaim humanity's place in the galaxy. But their triumph was short-lived. The Zorathians had tracked their movements, and a massive fleet emerged from hyperspace, surrounding the depot. The Zorathian commander, confident in his superior numbers, issued a final ultimatum. Surrender, or be destroyed, he demanded. Captain Harris responded with a single word. Never. The battle that followed was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. The human fleet, though outnumbered, fought with unmatched ferocity. The AI aboard the Resolute coordinated the defense, its strategies flawless. The Zorathians, for all their advanced technology, were unprepared for the sheer determination of the human forces. One by one, the Zorathian ships fell, their hulls torn apart by human weapons. The depot's defenses held, its weapons raining destruction on the invaders. Captain Harris led the charge aboard the Vanguard, his ship cutting through the enemy lines like a blade. In the end, the Zorathian fleet was decimated. The few remaining ships fled, their commander's confidence shattered. The human fleet stood victorious, their ships battered but unbroken. As the dust settled, Captain Harris addressed his crew. This is just the beginning. The Zorathians will come again, but we'll be ready. Humanity isn't just surviving, we're fighting back. The AI aboard the Resolute added, they underestimated us once. They will not make that mistake again. But neither will we. The human fleet regrouped, their resolve stronger than ever. The Zorathians had thought humanity was extinct, but they were wrong. Humanity endured, and as long as even one ship remained, they would never stand a chance.